Actually, materialists, people who didn't believe in the Bible, who didn't want to believe the Bible, didn't want to believe in Noah's flood, who came up with the belief that the layers had to take a long time to get there. So the idea of millions of years actually preceded some of the modern dating methods that we use. But most people would say, well, okay, but today don't they use dating methods to show that those things are millions of years old? Actually, 90% of all the dating methods you can use, 90% of them actually contradict billions of years. It's only 10% of the methods that even give the billions of years. But here's the thing. Every dating method has assumptions. That's the thing. A dating method involves a process that changes with time. And if you think about it, you can have something changing with time, like uranium decaying into some form of lead or something like that. But you have, and you say, well, we can use that to date rocks. Well, how do you use that? Well, when you get this rock, you look at how much lead's there and how much uranium is there, and if you assume all the lead came from the uranium, and you assume that none has been lost, and you assume you know what was there to start with, and you assume that the rates have always been the same, and you make a few other assumptions, well, that's the point. How do you know those assumptions are true? In fact, there's a lot of evidence that contradicts those dates. For instance, there's a particular zircon crystal that's been dated using uranium-lead dating, and it'll date to basically millions and millions of years old, billions of years old. But in actual fact, when you look at helium, a gas which is an inert gas that's given as a byproduct of the uranium decay, when you actually consider the helium you find out how fast that helium escapes from the crystals and things like that, you actually find most of the helium from the decay that's occurred is still in the crystal, indicating that it can't be billions of years old. So that contradicts the billions of years. But people aren't told that sort of information. And what I say to people is the only way you ultimately can know for sure how old the Earth is if someone was there. And the Bible tells us that God's always been there. He recorded for us that He made everything in 6 days. Tells us when Adam was made on the 6th day, and when people were born and died, and you add up all those dates, as Archbishop Usher did, for instance, you only get thousands of years, not millions of years, and there is nothing in observational science that contradicts the Bible's timeline. Nothing. Now, there's people's beliefs and people's interpretations based on their assumptions that contradict the Bible's timeline, but there's nothing in observational science that contradicts the Bible's timeline.